There's a video called Overview of America. It was produced by the John Birch Society, the JBS. And there's a section of that. It's about a 28-minute video. There's a section that talks exactly about that, about the restrictions of government, and about the Bill of Rights being poorly named, that it's not really a Bill of Rights because it doesn't give you anything. It's really a bill of further restrictions upon the federal government.
Right, protecting, and it says in the Ninth Amendment, not just these rights, but all others. And on the 10th Amendment couldn't make it more clear that the federal government is only to do the enumerated powers, and all other activities are the power of the states and or the people. And so the 10th Amendment movement is great. It's great that they're educating people about the 10th Amendment. Now here's my analogy for this whole thing, because I've been involved in a lot of different groups, and income tax and Campaign for Liberty and all these different things. And my analogy for that is it's like there's this tree and you have these leaves, and all these leaves are starting to turn brown and fall off and get diseased and everything. And we have all these different groups that are going to one leaf at a time and trying to clean up that leaf and fix that leaf and fix that leaf. When the problem is the tree is rotten, and you have to go to the roots. You have to go to the sap that's flowing through the roots and fix that, because there's no way you're going to be able to fix all those leaves. And that is what I like about the Republic. By going back to the founding documents, it's as if none of that stuff had ever existed. The Federal Reserve does not exist because it came later. The income tax does not exist. The 17th Amendment does not exist. Senators under our republic, de jure republic, are going to be appointed by the state legislators, which is one of the major boundaries that we had against the growth of the federal government, one of the major barriers. So all of that is gone. And get this, since 1791, the federal government and the 50 state governments, this is a pretty close estimate, have created 60 million laws. 60
I don't
million.
doubt it.
I mean, how are you going to how are you going to fix that? How are you going to get our country back to being a free market country where freedom rules and the people can grow and prosper and use their full human potential when you have 60 million laws on the books,
well,
and more every day?
You bring up
they just make everything illegal. You know,
Yeah.
so that people, anything you do becomes illegal, so they have any reason to, to lock you up or to harass you, to hinder you. Clyde, I gotta know. You just said your senators will be selected by the states. So you don't have any senators then in this federal structure that you've set up. You just don't have the manpower now.
Yeah. Okay. So here's how we're doing that. We do. And we have 2 senators from every state, and we have somewhere between, I think, 6 and 12 representatives from every state, depending on how big the state is. And all of us who are congressmen, we're all pro tem. Remember that. We're all pro tem. We're all temporary.
Even your president, Tim Turner?
Yeah, absolutely. We're all pro tem. We're all temporary. Well, let me answer to talk to that. We are serving a dual role now. The congressmen and senators are serving a dual role. We're serving as our state legislators, and right now our committee met tonight. We're finalizing the changes in the Republic of Florida Constitution, and we're doing some fantastic work there. And now what we're going to do, all the states are finishing that work first, making sure that the state constitutions are in tune with the fundamental laws of nature of our founding fathers, and then we're going to look at the existing constitution and see, look at the last 200 years, look at our monetary system. Where did we go wrong? Obviously, we went wrong. Congress delegated its enumerated power to manage the monetary system to a group of financial, elitists, international bankers. We're going to be looking. But
so, Clyde, so you guys, obviously you're a you're anti-bank, you're anti the Fed. So what are you doing for your financial situation? How are you doing gold backing? I mean, what are you doing to cover your?
Well, I'm on the monetary. I happen to be on the monetary committee. There's 20 of us. There's 10 senators and 10 congressmen from around the country, and we're discussing that right now. No clear decision has been made. If you ask me, it's I am a gold and silver guy. I think that throughout thousands of years of history, when people have had the choice to choose what kind of currency they want to use, they've always gravitated towards something that has inherent value rather than a fiat currency. To me, in my study of the founders, there is no way that the founders wanted anything other than gold, silver as currency or equivalency of them. So I would say no legal tender laws and let the people decide, and let American Liberty Currency, Bernard House, e-gold, and some of these alternatives. And I love this movement that several states now are saying that they're going to start creating gold or silver currency in their states. That's beautiful, and that's clearly given them. They clearly have that right under the Constitution.
Right.
So I think that these are the alternatives. I think that what we did at the Continental Congress is our proposal at the Continental Congress was to have a uniform measurement. In other words, let's say that the federal government puts out that gold and silver, either certificates or coin, will be in 1 ounce measurements, or 1/10 of an ounce, or 100th of an ounce. So that no matter who, whether it's a state level or Bernard House or some private entrepreneur or a state or a county government decides to start counting money, they'll use those uniform measurements in the money that they create so that it can be used anywhere and easily. I think you want to make it as bottom-up as possible so that the people can choose what currency that ultimately they're going to want to use.
So, well, what about the old coinage acts? I mean, if you're saying that you're using the government, or you are the government of the United States pre-1860, the last coinage act, wouldn't you use that as your system of measurement?
Yeah, you could, or you could change it depending on what the legislature wants to do, depending on what's happened in the last 200 years. I mean, look, that's what we're going to be. Those of us who have been elected as legislators, we're going to look at the last 230 years of history, and we're going to say, okay, where did our founding fathers go wrong in the Constitution? What needs to be clarified? What needs to be changed so that we don't make the same mistake and end up. Basically. You have to realize, and the reality is, our founders gave us this Constitution, but 230 years later, we now have a collectivist, we have a Marxist country. All 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto have been pretty much fully realized in this country. So our Constitution worked for a while, but things went wrong, and we need to figure out what went wrong and make sure that we get back to what they originally intended, which was a bottom-up society where the federal government was virtually in. When Tocqueville, you've heard Democracy in America by Tocqueville.